Hello, patrons. This is Megan, and I am back today with a new layout. So, this is the very last layout that I made using my May for the Love of Homemade Kits kit. So, I had a lot of scrap pieces left, and two of the scrap pieces were this Maggie Holmes fringe paper. So what I'm going to decide to do is to cut all of these fringe pieces up. And at first I wasn't sure if I was going to do every layer. And then I decided, yep, I'm going to do every layer. So I'm going to cut off this smaller layer, and then each of the layers above that is going to be cut with my scissors. And I'm going to create my own little fringe. Now, for this one, I had some photos of my dogs and I back in 2017, and this would have been only a few days after we got Piper. So our girl dog Piper, we got August 5th, I think, of 2017, and these photos were taken a few days later. And it's just a couple photos. I don't even know where I have the photos right now. A couple photos of me laying on the couch, and then the dogs were both sleeping on top of me. And it was just the cutest photos. I didn't even have to ask Mark to take these photos. He just snapped them with my phone. Like, I am totally and completely asleep on the couch. I had no idea he took these photos until I woke up. So at first I'm thinking I'm going to glue the photos down like this, and I think I actually do it. Yep, here I'm going to lay them down, and I hate it. I hate the way it looks. I'm going to cut it up though, and yeah, I absolutely hate it. I don't like the uniformity, and it just feels so rigid. I just don't like it at all. Now here I have come back, and I am starting to add in a few more scraps, and you can also see that I have a floral arrangement up in that top left-hand corner of the photos. I am going to start gluing down all of these pink little fringe pieces, and that's going to take me a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of cut all of this out, and I will come back and show you how it looks when it's all done. Okay, now here you can see this is where I have decided I do not like both of the photos being on the same piece of paper. So I decide to mat them individually on this green stripe. And I really, really love how that looks. So I am, like I said, just going to mat that. And then I'm going to mat it on top of this floral paper as well. Oh, I thought I did it right away, but apparently not. I am going to play around with the placement of the photos. And at first I'm thinking, I'm going to put them on top of each other like I had them. And then no, I want to put them on the side. And so I'm going to kind of mess around with it. Here I bring in that floral, and I really, really like that. So I am going to cut that mat down. And then I am going to cover up the empty spot with some of the flowers that I had fussy cut out of this paper. So luckily I had two pieces of this paper, so I was able to use one to mat the photos and then one to fussy cut, and it worked out absolutely awesome. So now I am going to glue down all of the photos and these papers, the rest of these papers. So I added in this cardboard piece. It looks like cardboard to me. And then I'm going to glue down the photos. And I didn't have a long enough strip of that cardboard piece paper. And so I just cut a little tiny strip off of it and put it, just a little bit of it on the left of that second photo. So now I'm going to place around these flowers. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to put it so that I know how many more to cut out. And I want to say, let's see, in this top cluster, I cut out 3 bunches of them. So right now I just have 2. And then in the bottom cluster, I think I cut out 3 as well. Now here you can see I have the clusters all set up how I want them, and I am just putting the last few florals here in this bottom cluster, and then I'm gonna start gluing these flowers down. And I really, really, really love how these clusters of flowers turned out. So you can see I'm just using my ATG gun, and I'm just gonna glue them down. I decided to pull in this tag that was part of the embellishments, or tab, whatever you want to call it, and I'm gonna place it up there in that top cluster of flowers, and I'm gonna stamp the date on it, which is August 8th, 2017, and I just use my Stampin' Up! Rotary date stamp for that with my Stays On ink. Now I am going to bring in some of these rub-ons. I have no idea how old these are, but I included them in my kit just for fun, and they actually stuck really well to this photo. So they are Valentine's Day themed, but I thought this "I love you" phrase worked really well with these photos because I do love my dogs and we're cuddling together. So now here I'm playing with the fringe a little bit more, and then I decide, okay, what else do I want to do? So I'm going to bring in a few of the planner stickers and some of these chipboard pieces from my little embellishment kit, part of the kit. And then I'm also going to bring some buttons in, and mainly I'm going to use these pink buttons. I do bring in, I think, 2 or 3 blue buttons, but the major colors are pink. And then I had the idea to stick some of these pink ones in with the fringe, and I really, really love the dimension that gave these layers, and I love the look that how it turned out. So I'm just going to start gluing all of these things down that I just placed on the layout. I'm going to do some journaling, and it's just going to say spending a sleepy morning cuddling with the dogs. And that is it. My title is just "I love you," the rub-on that I put on the photo, or it can just have no title. I don't mind having layouts that don't have any titles. So I'm just going to finish gluing all of these things down and do the journaling, and this layout is done. Thank you so much for watching and for being a patron. I hope that you have a wonderful scrappy day. Bye!